With all the rain, cold, and darkness that Seattle experiences throughout the winter season, it can become a very mundane and boring environment to endure. This year, in order to combat this boredom, 6 of my close friends and I decided to take advantage of the half-price season passes that Stevens Pass offers to college students. Unfortunately, the season is coming to a close, and I am realizing that although I have often considered riding buses and shuttles up to the mountain, I avoided them because they were often too much of an inconvenience. I hope that next year can be different. Upon our 9:30 arrival, it is clear that the mountain is packed with weekend goers and spring breakers, hoping to catch a few more quality turns before the season comes to a close. Although it seems like the parking lot is exceedingly full with passenger vehicles, this weekend is right on par with mid-season averages. From the swinging Brooks chairlift, we were able to take a closer look at the 4 levels of parking provided by the mountain. It is apparent that the cars stretch as far as the eye can see. There's usually a Stevens Pass charter bus parked in the upper lot, but I believe it has been discontinued in the late season, even with the extended amount of snow we are receiving. Using the ruler in Google Earth, I found that the length of the 4 parking lots stretch well over a half-mile of parking slots. And if you frequent Stevens Pass, you're already aware that many spaces hold up to 6 cars wide. According to the Environmental Protection Agency website, EPA.org, the average passenger vehicle gets 20.3 miles per gallon, and the drive from the University of Washington Seattle is about 84 miles. Each gallon of gasoline consumed is assumed to produce 19.4 pounds of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Therefore, we can assume that each round trip from Seattle produces an estimated 160 pounds of carbon dioxide per trip. And if we assume that each passenger vehicle is carrying 4 people, a generous number, then each person is responsible for producing 40 pounds of carbon dioxide per trip. On the other hand, the King County Metro bus, made by New Flyer, is one of the county's most prominent sources of public transportation, holding up to 64 seated passengers and attaining 4 miles per gallon. Using the same formula and starting location as before, if we assume the bus reaches 40 passengers per trip, then about 13.58 pounds of CO2 per person will be consumed. For a nearly full bus of 60 passengers, 13.58 pounds of CO2 per person is consumed. This means that the city bus is not rivaled by a passenger vehicle's environmental sustainability until it is occupied by as few as 20 people. Although it is difficult to compare global warming to general fluctuations in a continually changing climate, we can be sure that continuing to drive large quantities of passenger vehicles to our mountain will continue to hurt our environment and overall sustainability. There are currently many options to reaching Stevens Pass, but a stable opportunity would be best. For this to happen, individuals must push for weekend snow drives. In the future, I hope to see a public form of transportation moving to the mountain. This starts by supporting the cause and taking a bus. This is Chase Jensen, reminding you, as well as myself, that it's time for a change in the way we visit a place we love so dearly. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your next trip to the mountain.